Hey guys, and welcome back. The ball below your feet, man, it's a tricky shot. You get up in the fairway, maybe you're off the edge of the fairway, you're hitting into the green, the ball is going to slice over to the right, you're going to miss the ball right. You try to line up left, you pull it to the left, you just feel like you can't get comfortable. I'm going to go over in a lot of detail exactly how to hit from these side hill lies with the ball is well below your feet. I'm going to go over from the ground up everything you'll need to know to get this correct. So first off, let's talk about what's going to happen with the overall trajectory of the ball. So if I come in normally flat with the ground here, and here's the loft of my club, and this ball is going to shoot out pretty much straight ahead. Well, as I start to tilt on this downhill kind of slope like this, my club is also going to tilt. So even if my club is facing straight forward, now all of a sudden that ball wants to go to the right. We're also going to have trouble as we're reaching down to try to hit this golf ball with it well below our feet, especially if we get these really severe ones. We'll feel like we almost can't even reach the golf ball. We're trying to reach down really far, and it can make things a little bit awkward. So those are the two main things that we're trying to combat. We don't want that ball to go out to the right, and we also want to make sure that we can reach the ball so we can get a good clean strike on this golf ball. So let's start out with a stance. You know, when the ball is below your feet, you're going to feel like your weight is a little bit more toward the balls of your feet. It's going to be up here towards your toes, the balls of your feet. You're not going to feel a lot of weight on your heels, and that's okay. You should feel like you have some pressure there. One of the things you also want to do, go ahead and get a little bit of knee bend. That way you still feel like you have some balance. And I like to get my stance a little bit wider. So if this is your normal stance width, go ahead and get a little bit wider. That way you feel like you just have a little bit better balance, because we're feeling like we're kind of off balance this entire time. We're also going to feel like from there, our chest is going to bend down a little bit more. I'm going to really try to reach down at this ball. If this ball was above me, my chest would be higher to the ground like this. Since this ball is so far below me, now my chest is going to feel like it's more perpendicular to the ground. So if you had some shirt buttons on here, I'm going to feel like those are facing more down toward the ground. Now, as I mentioned, this ball, because my club is pointing more this way, that's going to tend to shoot a little bit out to the right. So depending on how severe the slope is, I try to line up a little bit to the left. And just know that your natural curvature of the ball is going to want to tend to pull it to the right. If you get really good at these shots, you can feel like you start to close down the face a little bit to counteract that. That's more for an advanced player. So if you're going to try to hit this ball dead straight, it's almost a bit of a draw feeling to where you feel like you're closing this face coming in prior to contact a little bit, and then that's going to hold that straight. That's a little bit more advanced. For you beginner to intermediate players out there, instead of lining up straight ahead, I'm going to go ahead and line up toward the left edge of the fairway or the left edge of the green, and I'm just going to plan on that ball fading a little bit from left to right. I'm really not going to try to fight it. Realize that it's not going to go quite as far, so I need to do two things. Number one, I need to take one extra club. So if I normally hit an 8-iron, I'm going to hit a 7-iron. And number two, realize that that ball is going to be curving. Don't try to kill the ball. I'm not going to try to rip it. If I'm between clubs, I definitely want to go toward that longer one. So let's go over this again. Number one, weight's going to be on the balls of my feet. I'm going to widen my stance a little bit so I feel like I'm in good control. I'm going to bend my knees. My chest is going to be closer to the ground. For those of you that are beginner to intermediate players, just go ahead and line up a little bit left toward the left edge of the green, left side of the fairway, and don't try to fight that ball working from left to right. Just let it happen. And then finally here, I'm going to feel like my swing is a little bit more up and down. I'm not going to feel as much around. Imagine that ball is up around my feet, or well above my feet here, and I'd be swinging level with the ground this way. As the ball gets more below my feet, I'm going to feel more vertical, kind of like a Ferris wheel versus a merry-go-round. So the farther the ball gets below your feet, the more it's going to feel like a Ferris wheel. So if I put those pieces together, let it happen, should be able to hit it right down the middle of the fairway or on the middle of the green. That ball started to turn over a little bit. Take that extra club to combat that distance, and you guys are going to do great. Practice these one by one. Dump a big bucket of balls on the side of a hill somewhere. Hit 50 or 60 of them until you get used to how much that's going to curve, and you're going to knock them out every time. Good luck to you guys. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I got a great bonus for you. We all want lag, and I got a bonus video that's going to play a preview here in a second. If you want to watch that full lag video, it's one of my #1 lag drills. It's going to help you to get more lag and more speed right away. Go ahead and click the link that pops up on your screen if you're on a desktop, your computer. If you're on a phone or a tablet, go ahead and click the iCard that pops up on your screen. You'll get instant access to that. Plus, you're going to get 5 bonus videos from my Top Speed Golf system. You're going to get instant access to those too. So good luck to you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Remember to subscribe also. Click that thumbs up. That really helps us out. and I'll see you guys in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see, and in this drill what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a three-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be.